The effects of alcohol poisoning. How much alcohol is too much? We all know that excessive drinking can be dangerous, but many people forget that drinking too much can actually result in alcohol poisoning. Sure, many people find the antics of the intoxicated to be funny, stumbling around, slurred speech, and passing out, but these can all be signs of a much more serious affliction. Alcohol poisoning can cause longer-lasting health problems or even be fatal in some cases. It is no laughing matter. Alcohol poisoning statistics. What you need to know. The following statistics come from 2005 study at Columbia University conducted by the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse (CASA). These statistics are very eye-opening to those who have never really thought too much of the perils of alcohol poisoning or excessive drinking. 1. Over 13,000 children and teens take their first drink each year. 2. Over 150,000 college students develop alcohol-related health problems each year. 3. Youth who begin drinking before the age of 15 are more likely to become alcoholics than those who do not drink before the age of 21. 4. The United States spent more than $220 billion in 2005 on alcohol dependence and abuse. 5. 9.6% of adult alcoholics drink 25% of the total alcohol consumed by all adult drinkers. Seven. More than 1,400 college students between 18 and 24 die from alcohol-related injuries each year. 8. Approximately 50,000 cases of alcohol poisoning are reported each year. What causes alcohol poisoning? There are many misconceptions when it comes to alcohol poisoning. Most people believe that the main factor involved is the amount of alcohol a person has consumed. While drinking an excessive amount of alcohol can lead to alcohol poisoning, it is not the sole factor. Alcohol poisoning is directly related to not just how much someone has consumed, but how their body metabolizes that alcohol. Every person is different. The way in which alcohol will affect a person depends on how much alcohol is in their blood. This is commonly referred to as the blood alcohol concentration, or BAC. A person's BAC is determined by how quickly the person has consumed the alcohol, how fast the body metabolizes the alcohol, how much food is in a person's stomach at the time of alcohol consumption, and how strong the drink is. Many factors play a role in what causes alcohol poisoning, not just the quantity of drinks a person has had. For example, an underweight individual who has not had any food in several hours may be at risk of developing alcohol poisoning after just 2 or 3 drinks. Another person with the same body weight that has eaten more recently may have a lower risk even though they have consumed the same amount of alcohol. Signs of alcohol poisoning. One of the most frequently experienced signs of alcohol poisoning is nausea and vomiting. This is very common in anyone who has consumed too much alcohol. Once the nausea and vomiting has begun, the body is sending the message that more alcohol than the body can metabolize has been consumed. Other common signs of alcohol poisoning include confusion, slurred speech, absent reflexes, difficulty awakening a person, inability to make eye contact or sustain a conversation, and erratic behavior. More serious signs of alcohol poisoning include blue-tinged or pale skin, unconsciousness, passing out, slow or shallow breathing, no withdrawal from painful stimuli, hypothermia, and seizures. Death by alcohol poisoning. When ingested, alcohol will depress the nerves that control involuntary actions, such as the gag reflex and breathing. A fatal dose of alcohol will stop these essential functions. When a person experiences alcohol poisoning, vomiting may occur. There is a heightened risk of death by asphyxiation when alcohol poisoning occurs simply because a person may choke on his or her own vomit. It is also important to know that even after passing out, the blood alcohol concentration can continue to rise. Remember, just because a person stops drinking does not mean the existing alcohol in his or her body has disappeared. The alcohol in the stomach and intestines will also enter the bloodstream and circulate throughout the body. Sleeping it off is not always the key. If alcohol poisoning goes undetected, death is a possibility. An unconscious individual is still capable of vomiting, but is very likely to choke on his or her own vomit. Severe alcohol poisoning can slow the breathing to the point that it stops, and the same can occur with the heart. A person may simply pass out and never wake up. Alcohol poisoning can also lower the body temperature so much that hypothermia sets in, which is also a cause of death. Additionally, it can also lower the blood sugar hypoglycemia, which can potentially lead to seizures that can be life-threatening. Finally, vomiting can cause dehydration. If dehydration becomes too severe, seizures, brain damage, and death are sure to follow. It is important to know myth from reality when it comes to treating alcohol poisoning. Sleeping it off, walking it off, taking a cold shower or bath, and drinking black coffee are all just that, myths. These so-called treatments cannot prevent or stop alcohol poisoning. The only thing that actually reverses the effects of alcohol in the human body is the passage of time. If a person is suffering from alcohol poisoning, time may be something they do not have. If a person presents the typical signs of alcohol poisoning, the best course of action is to seek emergency professional medical assistance. Immediate medical assistance can usually prevent fatal alcohol poisoning. Even if you are not sure that a person is suffering from alcohol poisoning, it is best to act safely rather than ignore the situation. Remember, alcohol poisoning is not simply getting too drunk at a party. It is a very serious, hazardous consequence of drinking more alcohol than the body can handle that is also potentially fatal. If a person is lucky enough to live through a bout of alcohol poisoning, they may suffer the rest of their life with irreversible brain damage and other health problems.